Hey YouTube, JGreen302. I'm back. I made this video once. We're calling it Community. I actually know because I already went through the process. I was blocked by YouTube. See, we got to verify your account. So we need your cell phone number. Well, my cell phone has nothing to do with my YouTube account, and it certainly has nothing to do with my Gmail account. And I'm already verified, and now you think you're going to play this little trick, and I'm just going to stupidly allow you to tie my online presence to my phone records? Really? Is there stupid written across my forehead? Apparently so. Because I went and started Googling everything I could find on what in the world was going on. And boy, they're just everywhere. Oh, well, you just give them your cell phone number and you're verified. Do you people stop and think? Do you stop and think? At some point, did the brain kick on and go, what does my cell phone have to do with verifying my YouTube account? How do they know that that phone has anything to do with you? Hey, Dave, come here. I'm going to use your phone number. You can follow Dave anywhere you want to go. But you ain't having mine. Welcome back. I'm gone 6-7 months. I make the video. I'm all worried. Is the audio levels right? Is the camera going to be right? Can people hear me? Am I going to look stupid? What the hell's going on? This was my welcome back. So welcome back, YouTube. You're going to have to get a modified version of the first video I made in 6-7 months, which I was so pleased with. But it went over 15 minutes, and they're not getting my cell phone. So, excuse me, tirade was well worth it. I'm back. Where you been? Well, quick, short version. I stopped doing videos because my teeth were bad. If you go back and you look, my teeth were, according to the dentist, I must grind my teeth, and at the base of the higher teeth, I broke the enamel. Once I broke the enamel, the decay started. There was nothing other than grinding it off and repairing it. There's nothing you could do. So I had to go get it fixed. I knew this was coming, and I got to make this quick, but long story short, I couldn't face the world with my teeth looking like that, and I certainly couldn't make the video I wanted to make about you really need to go and get your dental work done, your eyes done, your health all checked out. The economy's not looking good. While you have the opportunity, if you're working, while you have insurance, get it now. There were reasons that popped up that kind of pushed the issue for me. But at the same time, around the time I quit, I was kind of a little embarrassed. But I had set up my insurance to maximum on the dental. I knew this was coming. I had a healthcare savings plan. I knew this was coming. I had everything lined up. But opportunities, you have to be able to, like water, be like a cup. For those of you who get that reference. And I had to adjust. Work was offering me 5 months of 2.5 times my normal pay rate every week, nonstop, around the clock. And I said, yes, sir, may I have some more? Why? Because it was 2.5 times my normal pay every week if I was willing to work it. See ya. World stopped. I was after the cash, got the cash, put it in the bank, bought a whole bunch of stuff. Don't have to explain that to you. The moment I come out of that, I spent a month in a dental chair. Got all my teeth fixed. Got everything fixed. I was standing in the dental office. Doc, what's next? You are going to come in for a cleaning. We'll see you in 6 months. It's over? Yeah. Sweet. Insurance paid for it. Healthcare savings account paid for it. Nothing came out of my bank account. It's a beautiful thing. So when I sit here and tell you, get your teeth fixed, it means something now because I did it. Thousands of dollars worth. I could not do that with bad teeth. I have extra sets of eyes. I've already done my eyes. Everything's checked out. Teeth were the last major issue, and I did it while I have my job, while I have my health insurance. I had a friend up here who didn't have a job, didn't have health insurance, had bad teeth, had health issues, had all kinds of problems. And I'm sitting there, and he's looking at me and going, dude, you got everything you need. Why haven't you made that phone call? And I said, well, I'll tell you what. We're going to sit here and kind of enjoy our week, and I'm going to take you back to the airport. And the next business day, I got on the phone, off we went. So there you go. Now you kind of know where the absence was. Having said that, I'm back. Now I got to do a condensed version of what I want to talk about, which was community. And I got to watch this little timer here because YouTube really just pissed me off. So community. So it starts like this. I had the opportunity recently I was in a certain social group where there were folks that I knew. A gentleman showed up late. And they were like, well, we weren't sure if you were going to make it. And I was like, you working third shift? Well, kind of like third shift, 12 hours. Where are you working? Department of Waterworks? Really? I've known you this whole time? I never knew that. Let's talk. And we did. We had an interesting conversation. I surprised him. I knew a pretty good amount, and I was actually asking him probably questions he's not used to getting, because nobody really takes a direct interest. Oh, you work for, the Department of Waterworks. That's nice. And here I come. Oh, dude, we got to talk. Tell me about the valves. Tell me about how much water. Tell me what your emergency plans are. What are the tower distributions? What are the backup plans? I noticed that there was RF antennas on what looked like to be generators. Is that for the sewage? Yes, it is. Okay, confirmation. I've seen those things, and I just started walking through questions. I mean, as fast as I could think of them, I'm going through them. But I started focusing very closely on what about your disaster recovery functions? What if we have a huge hurricane, or what if we have earthquakes, or some kind of an emergency? What kind of contingency plans are there to kind of distribute water? And he goes, well, first priority is to get water back to the hospitals. He said that's kind of like 101. And he said the second thing we do is we try to kind of, by shutting off the valves and everything, we have an area where at least the fire departments can bring the trucks, and we can fill the fire trucks so they can fight fires. This to me made sense. I mean, this was some well thought out stuff. Department of City Works and things like that. They do, whether or not you know it or not, have got a lot of plans. And so I was kind of going through and going, okay, and I'm just trying to understand basic systems. What kicks in, what happens in an emergency, how they shift, how they do things. And then I kept coming back to it. I said, well, what if you lost power? Well, we've got a local plant, we got gas lines in there and all that. And I was like, what if it didn't work? What if you simply did not have electricity? Oh, his answer was so funny. You got to water it a day. That's it. You can't hold 4 million gallons, and you certainly can't get them up in those towers without power to the pumps. And the pumps are everywhere. You can't, you'd have to have a whole line of generators in a whole bunch of areas just to get water into one tower, and then you'd have to break the whole thing down and go somewhere else. By the time they got the second one filled, that one would probably be empty. You got a day. I wanted to share this with you. This is what municipal township water systems and of a small size. I don't know what big is, but we're not talking like Atlanta. We're talking about, I don't know, a small little town, no skyscrapers. A day. Less with cities. The bigger it is, the less water there is. And I thought I would share this with you, that you have a day or less of water if the electricity goes out. I don't have this from some Facebook post or some YouTube video. I talked to a guy that spent 15 years working in the water plant system in a municipality. Doesn't get better than that. And I'm handing it to you. So that's community part one. Time, 10. Okay. Neighbors. Didn't really talk to my neighbors too much. Everybody, I'm like in an uppity area, and I'm a mutant. They're not too sure what to think of me. But suddenly, I come out the door one day, and I got my range officer shirt on, and the neighbor comes over, and he goes, you work down at the range? And I go, yeah. We just applied for our concealed weapons permits. Hey, great. Long story short, me and the neighbors are getting along really good. And we're holding, we sit down, and on Sundays, we're all sitting out, and the weather's nice. We hold hours and hours of conversations about where the bad folks are, where the heroin vials or whatever have been seen on the street, what the problems would be if things went south. I mean, very reasonable, upscale people with very practical thinking. It just blows my mind that my neighbors are actually thinking smarter than 99% of people out there, and I had no clue. Not bad. Well played, neighbor. Well played. And now, we're doing good. So that's a neighbor. Back to community. Third thing. I had, in my previous attempt at making this video before YouTube pissed me off, screw you, YouTube, I told a very interesting story about how I met a lieutenant in our local police department. Short version is, I was busting the guy's stones. I challenged him to come in and shoot with us. And since then, we've become friends. So now I spend time with a lieutenant in the local police department who's does a fairly good, he got promoted. Apparently he does his job very well. He's a very decent guy. And I'm kind of getting some of the less publicized parts of law enforcement. I'm kind of hearing about it, and we're kind of trading, here's how the police academy teaches us how to do things, or here's, some of the training we do, and I went to armory school, let me show you a couple of things here, and, we chit-chat, and I hear things about the town, I hear certain things, nothing I shouldn't be told, but a different perspective. And we've become fairly good friends, because he also gives instruction down at the range, and I've kind of been helping him with some materials and helping him with the students, and it's we have a chance in a non-work related function to get to know each other as people instead of officer and civilian, and it's kind of nice. So in all three cases, I guess my point here is, in my absence from YouTube, you bastards that want my cell phone number, I have focused on community. And these are the things that I've done. So when I suggest to you that it's a good idea to know your community, know your police, know your fire department, know your neighbors, when I say this from a point of, I am doing this. Not, I think you should do it, and I'm not doing it. You should get your teeth fixed, but I'm not doing it. You get my point? I'm just kind of sharing you, these are the things I'm looking at. The economy's not getting better, it's getting worse. And if things start to go south, it's good to have some friends in key places. Just so happens that they're decent people on top of it. Not a bad play. So, there it is. Okay, so I sped all that up, and so I have to give a shout out. Georgia Swap Man, you've been asking 1,000 times, when am I going to put it out? Here you go. G-Man, you asked me, why ain't I putting out videos? Now you know. And for everybody else, sorry for the absence. Life got a hold of me. Had to take care of business. Had to make some money. Had to get my teeth fixed. Now I'm back. And I'm already pissed off. So this ought to get interesting. I'm watching the clock. Looks like I'm about out of time. Thanks for watching. Remember, you don't need to subscribe. You don't need to like. And you don't have to watch commercials. Because the only thing that matters is an interesting conversation. And I hope that something I said made sense. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Bye.